Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sheena Mansal. I hope all of you are doing well. So today we will do shoulder arthroplasty. So what is the operative management of labral injuries? Labral injuries producing unidirectional instability is repaired by Bencart's repair and capsular shift of knee. If there is labral injury plus capsular injury, often anterior, then Bencart repair with capsular reconstruction of jobs is done. If there is labral injury plus bony eburnation, then Bencart's repair with glenoid osteoplasty is done. For similar posterior lesions, posterior inferior glenoplasty can be done. If there is loss of coracoacromial arch with anterosuperior escape of humeral head, then reconstruction is not possible with present techniques, then reverse shoulder arthroplasty is done. Posterior instability due to capsuloligamentous inefficiency, capsular shift of T-bone is done. In multidirectional instability, inferior capsular shift of knee is done, and foster with repair of the mechanical factor if possible. In case of Hill-Sachs lesion, derotation osteotomy plus capsular reefing or bone grafting of the lesion or tight anterior repair is done. In case of reverse Hill-Sachs lesion, modified McLaughlin procedure is done. If more than 40% of head is involved, then shoulder arthroplasty is done. In case of more than 40% head. If there is loss of glenoid rim up to 20%, repair the detached labrum and capsule back to the intact glenoid cartilage to render the defect extracapsular. If there is up to 25% loss, then reattachment of the fragment or Bristow-Helfet procedure if the fragment cannot be reattached. Reconstruction of capsuloligamentous deficiencies due to previous surgeries by tendon graft from humeral attachment is done. If there is deficient tendon of subscapularis, then hamstring tendon graft is taken. Instability associated with denervation or paralysis or irreparable detachment of muscle, then glenohumeral arthrodesis is done. What are the indications of shoulder arthroplasty? Shoulder arthroplasty is recommended for the patients with symptomatic glenohumeral arthritis due to osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. Traumatic arthritis, osteonecrosis, rotator cuff arthropathy, and 4-part non-reconstructible proximal humeral fractures. So these are the indications of shoulder arthroplasty. No total, only shoulder arthroplasty. Indications of hemiarthroplasty are rough and destroyed humeral articular surface with intact glenoid cartilage with enough glenoid to stabilize the humeral prosthetic head. There is insufficient bone to support glenoid component with irreparable cuff tears. So these are the indications of hemiarthroplasty. There are more indications of hemiarthroplasty, that is fixed upward displacement of humeral head relative to glenoid, history of remote joint infection, heavy demands anticipated for the joint, 4-part non-reconstructible fracture of humeral head. Indications of total shoulder arthroplasty are incongruent joint surfaces, normal or repairable cuff tears, loss of articular cartilage on both surfaces. Indications of reverse total shoulder arthroplasty are arthritis or instability from non-reconstructible soft tissues or osseous defects. Posterior aspect of capsule and rotator cuff have been low. Anterosuperior escape due to coracoacromial arch deficiency. Slackened deltoid unable to lift the humerus for abduction pseudoparalysis. Failed previous conventional arthroplasty. Reverse shoulder arthroplasty. It is about making the glenoid ball that articulates with concave humeral head. You can see here concave humeral head. What are the prerequisites for hemiarthroplasty? Concentric glenoid consisting of eburnated bone. Non-concentric glenoid that can be converted to a smooth concentric surface by reaming. The humeral head can be centered in the glenoid by soft tissue balancing and glenoid preparation. The surgeon is proficient with soft tissue and osseous procedures. Why there was need for development of reverse total shoulder arthroplasty? Limitation of total shoulder or hemishoulder arthroplasty to manage glenohumeral translation. Limited fixation of glenoid component to bone in total shoulder arthroplasty. Limited intrinsic stability of total shoulder and hemishoulder arthroplasty. Limited ability of total shoulder and hemishoulder arthroplasty for compensation of deltoid dysfunction. The total shoulder arthroplasty or hemishoulder arthroplasty can be done for the following conditions: arthritis or instability due to deficiency of humeral head, arthritis or instability due to deficient glenoid that can be reconstructed, then total shoulder, arthritis plus acute repairable rotator cuff tears, then hemishoulder or total shoulder can be done, arthritis plus excessive capsular laxity, tightening plus large head hemishoulder or total shoulder arthroplasty with increased lateral offset and tissue balancing, arthritis plus upward displacement of humeral head, then hemishoulder or total shoulder arthroplasty is done. See the A pic. This is AP X-ray before reverse total shoulder arthroplasty. Now see the B. Post-op X-ray AP view. C. Post-op X-ray first month. AP view manifesting anterior dislocation. D is showing you AP view following closed reduction. A and B pics are showing early onset posterior shoulder dislocation secondary to glenoid component retroversion following reverse total shoulder arthroplasty. C is showing stable reverse total shoulder arthroplasty succeeded by correcting the version of glenoid component with a revision. This pic is showing you reverse total shoulder arthroplasty with demonstrating dissociation of the distal humeral stem from the proximal metaphyseal modular component. Black arrow points to gapping between metaphyseal modular component and humeral stem. A pic is showing you reverse total shoulder arthroplasty with associated scapular spine fracture seen along the superior border of scapula. B is showing you auxiliary view of reverse total shoulder arthroplasty with associated scapular spine fracture. This is the classification scheme of acromion and scapular spine fractures in case of reverse total shoulder arthroplasty. This is showing you radiographic evidence of infection in reverse total shoulder arthroplasty can include radiolucent lines along the humeral and glenoid components along with signs of loosening. This radiograph shows radiolucent lines between the cement mantle and the bone extending throughout the entire humeral prosthesis. Thank you so much.